you can benefit from a clearer vision or more defined plan for yourself, your business, or your family, keep watching today's show. Hi, I'm Maseda, your host of Woman2Woman Today, where we inspire women to reach their goals by learning from local women who are reaching theirs. Today, we are so fortunate to have Nancy Cantor with us. Nancy is a business coach and the founder of the Dream Factory community. Thanks for being with us, Nancy.
I'm excited to be here with you.
Tell us about the genesis of the Dream Factory and what it is that you're achieving throughout the Metro West region and beyond.
Okay. So the Dream Factory was started in 2004, and it literally came from a dream that I had. And, I was already a business development coach. I was doing women in business luncheons. And then one day I had this dream. And in the dream, I was answering the phone saying the Dream Factory. So then I had to figure out what it was. And I had just come back from Findhorn, Scotland, which is a very communal and, holistic studies place in Scotland. I had just been in the rainforest of Ecuador. And both those places, I was just struck with how when people work together, that being in community is a source of living your dreams. Yeah. It's so essential and so important. So then I just decided it's going to be the Dream Factory community.
There you go.
And so I changed the curriculum. So instead of doing women in business luncheons, we now had Dream Factory luncheons. Yeah. I redesigned the curriculum. So now we have Chief Dream Officer training.
I love that.
Yeah, so it's kind of like instead of being a CEO specifically around a business, right, it's really being the CEO of your own life.
And that resonates more with women, you think? That, that they are constantly dreaming about their goals and it's almost a dream to have them realized at the same time.
Well, I think that's really essential because I think sometimes people think of dreaming like you spend a lot of time in the clouds, right, hoping something will happen. But I've really put together a curriculum in the Chief Dream Officer training. What we say to be a CDO, a Chief Dream Officer, is you need to be a visionary. So you do need to see something and have a dream. Mm-hmm. But it's really about your gifts and what your vision is for how you're going to contribute those gifts to the world. So then once you have your vision, we say you've got to be an organizer. You need a plan. You need to have goals and actions. You also need to know how you sabotage yourself. Right. Because that's a key thing, that even though you have it all put together, what are you going to do that's going to get in the way of actually having your dreams become a reality?
Yeah, and I know it's not just women in business, and that's essentially why you changed it, because you're reaching way more than women that are going to a 9-to-5 job. They're working out of their home, they're entrepreneurs, or they're working for their family, and they still want to develop these plans to reach whatever goal they've set for themselves.
Exactly. I think it doesn't have to be about business. I would say probably 70% of the women in the Dream Factory do come to it because they're interested in business. Some people are empty nesters and they're really looking at what's their next expression. Some women have been raising their kids and have had corporate jobs and they want to come back to the work market, and they're wondering, how do I get supported in doing that? And because the last piece of our curriculum is about creating a community of support. So if you're going to fulfill on your dream, you do need coaches, you do need colleagues, you need people that you're going to serve. And I think there's something about having a community that has your back with a curriculum, and we also have accountability circles, and we have events. We have a lot of different things that have been designed over the 12 years that we found really works for women, because women love to gather. And I just came back from the Women's March. I think that women gathering is the keys to the kingdom.
Yeah. I would agree with that, for all of us, yes.
Exactly, and even if you're just gathering, it makes a difference. But if you put a few more bells and whistles in terms of a curriculum, intentionality, accountability, publicity for the things that you care about, it just makes the whole thing work.
Yeah, really focus for a final goal that
people actually can fulfill their dreams.
Right,
and
that's
also
actionable.
too, it's a lot about women supporting women.
Right.
You go into a community where people really listen to you.
Yeah.
And you can share your dreams where it's a safe space and people don't just go, oh, forget that, that's ridiculous,
Yeah.
But they really listen and they get up underneath you.
Yeah. It's an amazing community, and it's just grown so much over the time that I've known you and beyond. So I'm happy that you're here sharing this. So we're going to be right back. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, I want to talk about those saboteurs and what people can do, some strategies that maybe our viewers can take away. So keep watching. Welcome back. We're speaking with Nancy Cantor, the Chief Dream Officer of the Dream Factory community. Nancy, before we left on break, you were talking about that saboteur. Tell us a bit of strategies that you share with your Dream Factory community and what's been working for women.
So one of the things I do, so we do a training. So during the training, I actually tell a story, and I tell the story of Harry Potter. And I feel very fortunate. We actually got permission from her publishing arm to use this story because she knew we were using it for good. So I tell the story of Harry Potter and how he lives at 4 Privet Drive, that his aunt and uncle tell him that his parents were killed in a car crash. And you can really tell that they didn't really like him. They had to take him in. And he lives under the stairs in a cupboard. So I tell the story of there he is under the stairs in the cupboard. If anything weird or magical happens, he gets punished and thrown under the stairs in the cupboard and locks the door. So, and then how Hagrid shows up. Hagrid is the representative of Hogwarts. He shows up, and you know, there have been all these invitations that have been coming, and his aunt's been throwing them in the fire. And then Hagrid shows up, and he says, "Harry, I'm here to get you." And so Harry comes out, and he's really confused, and Hagrid hands him one of the invitations, and he sees his name, Harry Potter, Hogwarts, and he can't believe he's being invited. So Hagrid goes, "Are you going to come with me, Harry?" So Harry kind of looks around at his aunt, his uncle, his cousin. We're under the stairs in the cupboard, and goes, "I'm going." And so he goes off to Hogwarts, and at Hogwarts, he becomes, like, not only did his parents not get killed in a car crash, they got killed by the Dark Lord, whose name we cannot mention, and the Dark Lord had tried to kill Harry, and he has a lightning bolt scar that shows that he tried to kill him and couldn't. So he's famous because he defeated the Dark Lord, even when as a baby. So the whole story goes, and then he's, you know, his gifts are not punished, but they're developed potions, defense against the dark arts. He has friends. He's the, you know, the seeker on the Quidditch team. Like, all of a sudden, he's big man on campus, famous wizard, being developed and taken care of in an environment that really honors who he is. So you can see that that's a great analogy for somebody who wants to offer their gifts to the world. Like, so many times we keep ourselves under the stairs in the cupboard. And that's a question that I ask people. And somehow, because it's built inside of a story and it's analogy, people see things that they wouldn't ordinarily see. And so, you know, there's lots of things. You know, sometimes it's, you know, not good enough, afraid of failure, afraid of success. You know, if I can't do it perfectly, I won't do it at all. You know, so there's a variety of things that come out. And then we say, well, what would Hogwarts look like? So they invent what that imagined future could be.
Yeah.
And then we say, if you catch yourself under the stairs in the cupboard, which will happen from time to time, what's the invitation that you will give yourself?
I love that.
And so they kind of put that all together.
Yeah. So one of the ways that women sabotage themselves is through this negativity, this loop. What are some other characteristics of successful women, and what is something that most successful women have? No, again, whether they're in business, they're not in business, they're working from the home, whatever it is.
I think they have a clear vision. They have a clear vision of where they're going or what's important to them. And you know, people always talk about self-confidence. And I don't know that you can build self-confidence per se, but I think when you feel like you have a mission, you have something, you have gifts, you're here to contribute them, you have a plan, you have a structure in which you can do that, and you continue to do that and develop it over time, I think you just feel good about yourself. And I think also, too, we say a lot about, you know, after we do the sabotage piece, we talk about a community of support. Because when you're thinking big, you have a bigger dream, it's going to require you to grow. And you need people around you who are going to remind you or encourage you when you feel discouraged. So I think that's the other thing, a clear vision. I mean, I would say it goes back to our CDO plan. You need a clear vision. You need a plan. You need to know how you sabotage yourself, because if you know it, it's like you have it instead of it having you.
You can recognize it.
You can recognize it. And then if you have a community of support and a structure and, you know, a variety of things that we include in the Dream Factory, it will keep you focused and moving forward. A safe place to grow, develop, and really fulfill on the intentions that you have.
That's beautiful. You have a conference that's coming up. Tell us about that.
We do. Okay, so we've been doing this since 2005. This is our 2017 conference.
That's
so
fantastic.
We're excited about that.
Good.
And it's really, what we're doing is we always have a nonprofit partner. So our nonprofit partner is the PMC this year.
Okay.
I'm a 19-year PMC rider. So we do a silent auction for cancer research. There's actually a doctor that we fund, and he's going to be there to share about his research. So people from last year will be able to hear about the donations they made, or that type of thing, to find out what his name is Dr. Corey Cutler, will be, what he's done over the year with what he's been supported with. So that's always really exciting. I have another woman, her name is Maseda Tapping, and she has been in the entrepreneurial world for quite a while. But she's a cancer survivor. Okay. So it kind of fits our theme.
Sure.
And she, once she got cancer, she ended up selling her business. It was a multi-million-dollar business. And now she is a motivational speaker that helps people. Her blog is One Life, Don't Waste It. So on the other side of something
Good
challenging
reminder.
is at Cherish Life and Move Forward. She'll be the keynote. Dr. Cutler will be speaking. We'll have our silent auction. That's Thursday night. On Friday, Maseda Tapping will be leading a workshop. So it'll get people active in terms of looking at that for themselves, how to transcend obstacles and don't let things stop you. And she'll be joined by another woman, Marian Robat, and she runs a center in Lexington. It's the Center for Lifelong Happiness.
Oh, I love it.
And she's an amazing energy healer and coach. She came from the corporate world. Okay. So she's got a lot of good skills to help people. She says, shift your energy, shift your vibe, so you can create what you truly want. And that's the workshop she'll be leading.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for leading us for all these years in creating this community of women supporting women. It's really an honor and a pleasure to have you on the show, Nancy. So
thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you, everybody, for joining us as well. Thank you, Nancy, for sharing her journey with us and always inspiring us. Please remember to follow, like, and subscribe to Woman2Woman Today on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube so you don't miss a show. Thanks to the entire team at Access Framingham, especially Shavarsh Morrissey and Francesca Cerruti Harris. Thanks also to Jess Friswell, our assistant producer. I'm Jen Maseda, your host of Woman2Woman Today. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time, where we hope to inspire you.